folks, it's Ron from Raspberry Reviews and Tools. As you can see right here, I got a trimmer, a grass trimmer from Weed Eater. And I'm going to show you how to install new cutting line on it when your cutting line runs out. A close-up look of it. This is a nice tool here. It's really nice to use. It's lightweight. It's versatile. And I enjoy cutting, trimming some of the grass where the lawnmowers can't get at. So I will show you how to install a new line. We got the line right here, so we'll get to it. First thing we're going to do is take the cap off the spool. And that's kind of simple, but sometimes it's hard getting them off. They're kind of like stuck on. Don't use this red button. This locks the inside piece that we want to take out. You get the cap off this on both sides of this at 180 degrees. You just push them in. The pieces are pushing part of the cap. You push it on the bottom and you just pull off. And that's what they will look like. I'll come off. As you can see, that's what that looks like inside. And that red cap that I showed you earlier, right here, this is held in. It's loose now, but you push this in and you can pull it out to lock that in. And this is for 2 row pieces of cutting line. This is for 2 pieces of cutting line. I'm going to put in about 7 to 8 feet on them, on each one. I think you can go up to 10 feet. I'm going to go about 7 to 8 feet to make this quicker. Okay, so this is the reel. It's a double-sided reel. By directions, they say to do the first one, the top one first, and then the bottom one second. But for expediency, I'm going to do both of them at the same time. Here's a cutting line I have here. That's about 6 feet each one. So what I'm going to do is, it tells you which way to rewind the line clockwise, but what you do is you got to put it backwards first, okay, and then you put this in. It'll fit in the hole here. You get the hole, fit in the hole here, and you don't go that way, you go the way the arrow says, so you'll come right back to where it says. Pull it taut, put the other side in. Keeping it taut, a little bit hard. I've got sunglasses on, so I'm having a hard time seeing. Alright, pull it taut. So now I've got both of them. There we go, as you can see. Take my sunglasses off there, push them up. See how it looks? And going this way here. And keep them separate. Keep it taut as much as you can. You see, I'm only doing, I think, 6 feet. Maybe a little over 6 feet. Keeping them separate. See what's going on? It's probably wise to wear safety glasses while doing this. So if it bounces, the end piece bounces up. This is kind of springy when it's been coiled up for so long. Don't want to get hit in the eye. I take a few minutes, if that, to put on a pair of fine pair of safety glasses and put them on. See how it's going? Keeping them separate. My thumb is kind of really dividing or keeping them separate from each other as I'm doing this. You can see. Sometimes it seems like a little tedious going around and around and around, but the results are worth it because you need to trim your grass where your mower can't get, or the edges of your lawn. Keeping it taut now. I want it to be nice and tight in there. I may run this fast because of the time that it takes in doing it. Okay, now I got about that much left. I'm going to leave a little bit more because this has cutters on the end right here. I don't know if you can see it by the camera, and it'll cut the string with a cutting line. So what I'll do is it's going to go between these here. You can see them. Are they on camera? No. Here, let me show you. The line will go between these here. Will go between these here. So it fit between these metal posts, one on each side. So you got to come out each side. It's got lines in it right here. So I'm going to leave this a little longer. And tough with the rubber gloves. Okay, I got one on there. I'm going to go back for the other, which is the top one. And catch it there. See how it springs where it wants to go? That's why the safety glasses are nice. So I will put this on like this here, with the red button over here, so I can latch it down. Maybe I should, I'll do this, I'll put this through the post first to get it out. You can see, got this side here. Keeping them still on the spool. And taut. Push that until it clicks. Alright, it's clicked in place. Now what it'll do is, if it's long, it's going to go around to here. And this is the cutter. This will cut it down to the size that it needs to be. So don't worry about it being long or short. It will get cut down to its size. You can see. Alright, you take the cap. Goes right in where the indentions are. There we go. And that's done. And this is the finished product. You can see. Got a new cutting line on that. We'll try it out. Okay, now when you plug it in, you have to remember this is a polarized receptacle, a neutral and a hot. And this is also polarized. You have to look careful if one side is bigger than the other. This is the bigger one on this side here, and that will go into the neutral, the bigger side on that. So pay attention when you're doing that. Some of the tools is the cutting line. I measured it off so you can get it out a little over 6 feet. A knife and cutters, dikes I think they call them, dikes, and a screwdriver if I had to pry it off. Of course you don't need a cell phone here, but it's there. The slapping noise you're hearing is it the cutter's hitting the line's hitting the cutter to cut it. I'm trying to take